Hi, this is Brad from Brad Makes Keyboards. Today I'm fixing an NK65 PCB that has had a few of the hotswap sockets that have come off, and I'm going to put new ones on and then bypass the missing pads with some wire. Before I start to do any work, I'm going to test the entire board first with keyboardtester.com and a pair of tweezers. I can't test those three because they're missing. Oh, okay, that one's loose. That needs fixing, so I can do that. I should be able to repair that socket there, so I think I should only need the 4 replacement ones. That's good. Yeah, I'm not getting anything out of that switch there, so that might be... I'm not sure what that's bound to, so that could be intentional. It might just be a key code that OS X isn't picking up. Okay, so none of those are working. Oh, so that's working. That might be due to the spacebar being out, so I will fix the spacebar and then I will come back and retest those. So, what was that? Oh, I guess it was spacebar. Interesting. So this could be a custom key map. I guess I'll have to look more into that after I get the board fixed. As usual, the hardest part is getting the packaging open. So what the goal will be is to take these and put them in there, and then I will tack down one of the pads, and I will also do the side over there, and then I will figure out how to run the wire. I'm also going to be using a few spare switches that I have to hold the sockets in place and make sure that they don't move around on me while I am soldering. Okay, now I'm going to do the same for the rest of the switches and sockets, just to fix them in place. This kind of thing can happen if your switch pins are bent or if your switches don't follow the cherry switch pin tolerance. A lot of times the pins will be a little bit thicker or something like that can cause it to happen. I think I have heard of a lot of the NK65s having issues with the sockets coming off those, so there might be something else going on there. I'm going to use my phone here to also record a little bit. On this tripod, it'll let me get a little bit better of a more zoomed in view, and we can get a little bit more detail. Alright, I'm recording now on the phone, so we're going to go there, there, and there. So I'm going to do this is I'm going to put a blob of solder inside each one of the surface mount contacts. That's going to flow right in there, like you'll see. There's a little bit of a slit kind of running down through the surface mount contacts to increase the amount of surface area that you can get solder onto to help them kind of stick together. So we're going to rely on that, and well, I guess you'll see. And I'm going to do this other one down here just as long as I am soldering them on so that they can all be soldered and at least somewhat attached. So that was easy enough. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the wire into this socket, and then I'm going to have it run down to the next one and then connect there. These are all in columns, which is super convenient because the diode's on the other side, which means that I don't have to solder to a tiny diode on any of these. This is a two-sided board, so all of the traces look like they have through-plated holes which go over onto the other side. So I'm going to need to flip the board around a couple times to make sure that I get the traces correct and don't accidentally connect the wrong one. I'm just using a thin, stiff wire here for this. It's nothing special. It's a solid core. I think it's actually jumper wire out of a breadboard kit, but it works pretty well for this purpose. I'm going to trim the wire down here, and then I'm going to use my crappy wire strippers to strip the wire a little bit. Might need to trim it a little bit more, but I think it'll be okay. So we're gonna go there, and then we need to maybe I can make this a little nicer. Put a couple bins in it to maybe give it a little contour. I don't know what the case inside looks like for this, so I don't know how much clearance there is. So I'm trying to keep the wire very small and compact. And I'm trying to make sure that it routes around all the components. And I'm hoping that there are none of those little strips of plastic inside the underside of the case that will rub up against these wires. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem. I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of try to bend this around in place. You probably can't see it too well because of my fingers, but that looks like it's a pretty good fit. It's such a good fit, it sticks in there on its own. So I'm gonna bend it just a little bit more. There. Now it's going to fit on there right like that. So I'm zoomed in here now. This wire is a little hard to solder in here, as you can see. So this is the first of our bad ones complete. So I'm going to plug it in real quick and see if it works. That's this guy right here. Plug in my USB cable here. Alright. And it should be plugged back in. And so let me reset the tester, and there we go. Look at that, it works. The other two still don't work, but that makes sense. this guy works. It's a 5, which is 1. Hang on. Escape 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 tilde 1, 2, 3, 4. No. So I guess I'm off by 1. I guess that is not the right one to have soldered to. Let me look at this. Maybe I should have soldered to this one. Yeah, that is indeed the case. It should have gone over to the other one. That's okay. I can fix that real quick, and we'll just edit this out. There. It's okay, we can use the same wire. I'm going to trim that end just a little so that it fits a bit better. Yeah, clearly that socket's going to need to be attached somehow because I can really see some flex when I'm pushing on this wire here. And that's not going to hold a switch without any sort of support. So that is in place where we want it. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm back to my phone camera and cables, the wire's in place. So I'm going to start soldering right now. Yeah, that looks okay. So let's plug it back in and let's make sure that it gives us the output that we want. Same deal as before, the keyboard tester is up. I'm going to reset the input. I'm going to plug in the PCB now. Okay, now it's showing up 6. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Just to be sure, tilde 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, that is 6. That is exactly what we want. That is cool. Now we need to do the same thing, connecting from there to there and there to there. And that should follow the same pattern as the other one because all of the rows are consistent. I'm going to trim to about there, and they'll be similar size wires, so I'll just do them both at once, just by matching up the ends. Having a little bit of trouble getting the wire the right size here. Okay, well, I didn't need that wire anyway. The problem with small bits of wire like this is when you go to strip it, it's actually pretty easy to accidentally pull all of the wire right off, or all of the insulation right off the wire. So we're going to go from here to here. Thankfully, I've already put that little bit of solder in place, so I can probably reuse that. Going to start by getting the bend of the wire correct. This is similar to the last one. Looks like all we really need to do is get that angle there and maybe a little bit more. Get the curve there and then have it go down to the other one. So here I am basically just repeating the same thing that I was doing for the other one. I'm going to put a little bit extra solder into there, and then I am going to attach the top part. And get my tweezers out so that I can bend it in place a little bit easier. It's very hard sometimes to hold the solder and the wire and the soldering iron all at the same time. Helping hands would kind of help out with that a little bit, but there's sometimes more hassle to use than they are worth it. So I will see what I can do on my own first. There. Perfect, just like I intended. So we're going to test that one, make sure that it works. 6 still works, 5 works now. I'm going to do the same thing I did for the other two. I'm going to take this piece of wire and just bend it to roughly the same shape that the other one was. Looks like this one's a little bit longer, so I can play with the lead size a little bit and maybe make it a little bit easier. Yeah, that'll work. Naturally, this one's going to be a little bit trickier. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Seems to be holding. All of those should now work. We don't have a weird angle here, so this can be nice, even right angles as far as the wire bend goes. I could go up or I could go down with this one, so I guess we will see which one makes more sense. Actually, I think I'm going to go up because that screw post is there, and I don't want to run afoul of that, so up is just as good as down, so we will run up to the higher one. This is an awkward side of the board, so I am going to solder this on without the phone in the way. That way, don't knock it over onto the board. Alright, I'm going to test everything that we've done so far and see how it comes out. Four, 5, 6 will work. And that button, whatever it goes to... Oh, it goes to end. Okay, so that's working also. So everything is good there. That socket seems really fragile, though. I'm a little worried about these. I'm not really sure how to reattach them back to the board. I think maybe super glue or hot glue might be the right way to go. But they definitely need something else to kind of help adhere them on, because the surface mount solder alone is just not quite going to do it. So here I think I'm going to solder from the spacebar switch to the switch directly above it. They look like they're in the same column, and I mean, it's a pretty easy run. It looks like it's basically a straight shot. There's not really any components in the way. I think it should work pretty well here. Just trim back a little bit of that so that it fits better. Alright, that should work perfect. So let's solder it in place and see what happens. Okay, that is good, I think. So let's test it and see how it turns out. But first we need a spacebar switch, so I will grab one more out of my box. Okay, switch is in place. Now let's see how we did. Hey, spacebar works. Excellent. I'll try out a couple of the others. So I'm not getting any... Oh, okay, I'm getting stuff out of that one. Not getting anything out of... Oh, there's an LED turning on. Okay. So that makes one of the LEDs light up. I don't know if it's supposed to. This one... Oh, this one also makes an LED light up. So I'm assuming these are intentional features. Maybe that's menu 1 and menu 2 or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to find out. So this works. They all seem to work otherwise. So I'm going to pull the switches out now, and then I will flip it over and do a complete test like I did at the very beginning. Just run through all of them, make sure they all test out as expected. And then I guess I'm going to see if I can figure out how to keep the sockets from falling off the first time that a switch is inserted into them. So that should be fun. So those two didn't fire, but those are the ones that lit up the LEDs, so I'm not worried about that. So I think at this point, all the remaining issues are the mechanical ones. So I think we're good to go as far as the soldering goes. I'm probably going to glue these in place, but otherwise I think we're done here. So thank you for watching. As always, this is Brad Makes Keyboards. Brad can make your keyboard if you want. Check out bradmakeskeyboards.com.